Hi, this is a short video to show you the interface of the MUTANT web client, which allows you to browse and organize pictures and send them to somebody. In order to show you what this interface can do, I will walk you through the interface step by step. The cool thing is, if you go to our homepage, you do not actually have to have a user account in order to test the interface. Anybody can do that because we actually don't upload anything. You just drag it into the cache and you can manage the pictures. In this case, I'm using a test folder of 60 megabytes of items, and I just drag them into the homepage. Like, I'm not logged in right now, just drop the files here and they will be displayed. This is the horizontal view, which shows the pictures right next to each other. You can scroll. As you can see, it's very performant. This is now almost 60 megabyte of items, 133 of them. You have several view options up here. You can change into the contact sheet view, the grid view, the mosaic view. You can change the distance between the items if you want to. This is the horizontal view. Here you have, on the left side, you have zoom options. You can make this bigger or smaller. For this feature, actually, you have to be logged in, apparently. So let's do that right now in order to log in. You click on the right upper button here where it says guest, or you can click on the new button down here. No, it should be a login button. Right now it's a new button. Let's go for the login first. I log in with my credentials, and then let's do that again. I create a new folder. I go down here that says new. I can create a shared link, or in this case I create a folder. So I just click create folder. I have an empty folder, and again I'm dragging those items here. As you can see, they're being uploaded, and it creates thumbnails for these pictures, different versions of the pictures. This is for added performance and also later to manage originals and even raw files. So let's enlarge this browser window a little bit, and let's scroll through the items. Let's take a look at these two tabs here on the right lowest. One is called navigation. It's the navigation tab. It's a smaller version of the pictures. By the way, you can also enlarge that. This is also possible. And when you click on them, it moves the pictures here above, so which is very fast. This is a faster way to scroll those pictures and have a little bit better overview. Then you can, again, let's change the views a little bit to show you how performant that is. Now I go into here and I zoom in, here zoom out. I can do the same thing here with this slider here and make it really big, really small. I can do that in the mosaic view. Let's go down and make it really big, really small. Let's go into the grid view and show that too. And increase the distance between the items, for example. Some people like that. And you can select things. You can move them around and change the order. You can switch off the light. This is called immersion mode. Here's a button on the left. It's called immersion mode. It highlights the ones that you select, and the other ones are darkened out. You can switch that light on and off. You can also take those pictures and drag them down here in the navigation lane, which then moves them around here. This is a easy way to change the order of things. I like it if I use the horizontal view, for example. By the way, you can get rid of a selection by just pressing escape. For example, I want to take this here and move it between those two items. So I just place it here. As you can see, it moves here. Now I want to take a look at it. So I just click at the item next to it and it scrolls here. So you can see the item moved. Right now, what you still can't do is you can't take this and scroll and place it in the right place. We're fixing that as we speak. So let's take a look at what this thing can do. Besides that, here on the right side we have the sidebar, which has several tabs, several menu tabs. Recent folders, selections that you created. These are the items which work like a navigation part too. As you can see, it's very fast. And the shared link. When you click on this, you see the number of items here, and you can actually publish the content that you have here and send them to somebody else, which I just did. I click copy the link, and I paste this into a browser tab anywhere in the world, and this is what happens. You immediately see the pictures and can browse them. There's nothing to download or upload. You can just look at it, select things, rate them. This is what the review tab is for. You can give them star ratings, like 3, 4, or 5, and you do that in the review mode. Up here you see several modes, like which, for example, film strip mode, essential, share thing. We don't know that from Adobe Bridge, for example. The review mode highlights one picture and darkens the other out, so you know which one to focus on. And now you press the numbers 3, 4, 2, and 1 to give it a star rating. And as you can see here on the right side here in the panel, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see that better. Here you can see the selection, and the person on the other side who sent you the link can see that too. That's the cool thing. So this is the way for a client to just access the pictures immediately and send the selection back. And on the other side, the person who created that selection, if I go here to the review tab, can see the same numbers. This is actually a filter panel. So if you click on these items, it filters. You can see that better if we go for some different mode. I go to no filter. Now it shows all the items. Now I go on 4 stars. Now it shows only the 4-star items. And you can take these items and download them maybe, or you can upload the originals. That's the whole point of this contact sheet. The contact sheet is a fast, web-ready version of your pictures in any resolution that you like. We just create them. You can also drag raw files into it. At some point, we're developing this right now. Will be available next week. And then we create a contact sheet of high-resolution JPEGs out of it. You don't have to do that with Lightroom anymore if you don't want to. But now at some point, your client might have selected some pictures. Somebody else in your team might select some pictures. And now you want to send them the originals, which are much bigger. You can do that by just clicking Upload Originals. And then you go into the same folder that you just had. And you select all the pictures again. And we now do the name matching. So we know what kind of pictures you have here, and now we upload the originals. And then the other side, what you can see here now is that something happens with the versions. It shows you this orange version down here, which is the original that we now uploaded. Let's go into the 4-star area only, where you show the pictures that this guy selected, and you can see all the originals are there. This is something that is really impressive, especially when you work with really, really big pictures. Let's try that. We go to Add Folder, we create a new folder, and now we go into a test batch with really big JPEGs. These JPEGs have like 10 megabytes, for example. In this case, all of these pictures are 5 gigabytes in data. And now I create a contact sheet out of that. And the fundamental thing, what Mutant does so differently, is the speed in which we create the contact sheet. Take a look at this, for example. Let's go out of the filter, and now you see all those pictures being uploaded. And as you can see, that it's incredibly fast. Like to create a contact sheet that anybody in the world can view, it takes around like 120 seconds for 5 gigabyte of data. If you do that with Google Drive or Dropbox or any other program, it takes like half an hour until it is uploaded. Then you have to download it again and maybe open it in Lightroom. On PicDrop, for example, it takes like around 25 minutes. Here, within seconds, basically, you have something that you can work with, and it's incredibly performant. In this case, it's like 370, 380 pictures. And as you can see, like we're resizing images right now. Now we're uploading the thumbnails. In total, we measured it before. It takes like 120 seconds. So now, as you can see, we have now almost 400 pictures here, and I can browse them on my screen and review them and take a look at them. And now let's create a shared link out of it. So here we go. Here you see like 4.74 gigabyte, 5 gigabyte. Yeah. We copy the link and we paste them to somebody else in the browser. And this is what they're going to see. Right now, we're still processing that whole thing, but I can already paste the link and browse the pictures somewhere else. Now people can start with a review, and let's do that. I click through these pictures and I give, for example, let's give a few of those pictures a 3-star rating. And now let's take a closer look at, I do that with the numbers, right? Let's not forget, I can go in review mode, which is up here, and then I go from item to item, and I just press the numbers 3, 4, 1, 2, and it changes, as you can see here, the number of items that were selected. Right now here, 3-star ratings, 11 pictures. So let's go with that. I just click on this and filter it. I change the view to take a look at all the pictures that are here. I zoom out a little bit, make it smaller. These are the pictures that I select with 3 stars. Let's again go to no filter. Now see all of them. Now see only those. I go to horizontal view to check them out in big again. I go to essentials, not in review mode where one item is highlighted. I go to essentials and I scroll them. These are the pictures that I selected. Now let's take a look at the resolutions. These resolutions are available right now. 1024 times 1536. This photographer, for example, chose this resolution for the client to review, but doesn't want to give out. He doesn't want to give out the originals yet. But this is what the client now chose. It says, I want to have these pictures. Now let's go back to the photographer. And that photographer sees the star ratings coming in, 11 of those pictures. And now it says, okay, I want to give my client access to the originals. So all you have to do now is you go to Upload Originals, you go into the same folder where you got them from, you select all of them. We do the name matching. And what happens now is we start uploading the big originals, which are 10 to 15 megabytes of high-res JPEGs. And they will appear on the other side of the world or somewhere where your client is. And that person can go into, in his contact sheet that he reviews, he will see the originals coming in live and the resolutions appear. Well, let's take a look what happens here. So you can see here the originals being uploaded. Let's go to this part of the world where the client is, and let's zoom in here. And as you can see, here are the versions, the 3800 times 5700 original versions. And now the client can just download them all, or if he wants to do it one by one, just take them and drag them down here. Drag here to download. You actually don't have to pay attention how far you drag it. Just drag it all the way beyond the window and it will download the whole thing to your hard disk. Just grab it like this. And if you do that multiple times, like if you do it with multiple files, as you can see down here, you can also grab maybe 3 files and download. Then it will prompt you and ask you, hey, do you want to download multiple files at once? And then you can do that too. Otherwise, you can always click just download all, and it will create a zip file out of these items and download them to your hard disk. And this is the way you can review selections or like collections that you send to a client, how they can review it. You get the selection back and then you upload the originals and have access to that. And this process is way, way, way faster than if you have to upload all of the originals, download them, unzip them, and open them maybe in Lightroom and make a review, or even on PicDrop. If you upload it, you have to upload always the originals. In our case, we create high-resolution versions of that and then upload the originals after the fact as you please, basically. Thank you so much, and see you soon.